Welcome to this gentle morning yoga flow. This class is designed to help you relieve your anxiety, especially releasing any tension you might be feeling in your hips. So, whenever you're feeling stress or anxiety or holding on to any sort of heavy emotions, we tend to hold that in our hips. So, I created this sequence to focus on our hips, really nurture ourselves, and really give ourselves that time and space for self love, self care, and to give ourselves permission to let go of all those anxieties, stresses, and worries. So I do recommend for this practice to have two blocks or books for extra or added support. Maybe a blanket and a pillow, just in case you would like to make any of these poses more restorative. And I do recommend before you start to create a nice peaceful ambiance. Maybe light some candles, some incense, maybe cleanse your space before you start with some sage and Palo Santo. Really get your peaceful sanctuary, your nice relaxing ambiance ready, and we'll get started. Let's start in a comfortable seated position, whatever that looks like for you. And you can have your hands on your knees to feel more grounded. You could also have your palms facing up if you would like to receive. And for me personally, whenever I'm feeling stress or anxiety, I like to place my hands on my heart center. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm feeling stress or anxiety, I feel it a lot in my chest. And sometimes I get a little stir crazy and forget to come back to this space. But when I get a chance, I always sit with my hands on my heart, give myself permission to just surrender to this moment and to focus on my breath. So we'll do that to start. So when you're ready with your hand placement, gently close your eyes and let's just connect to our breath. And when you're ready, inhale through your nose, hold, and exhale out your mouth. Let's do this 2 more times. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold, and exhale out your mouth. Let's do this 1 more time. Inhale through your nose, hold, and exhale out your mouth. Connecting with our breath and giving ourselves permission to surrender and allow our breath and the present moment to help our nervous system feel calm and to feel safe. So I recommend to continue this form of deep breathing. And let's set our intention for the day. And really check in with yourself. And ask your heart. Ask yourself, what do you need today? How do you feel in this moment? It's okay to be honest. It's okay not to feel okay. But with the power of your breath, this present moment, and the ability to nurture yourself, you can feel good and you can feel safe again. Now ask yourself, what do you need to receive in this moment to help you feel better? Continue to focus on your breathing. Now when you're ready, let's set our intention together with 1 more deep breath together. Inhaling through your nose, hold, exhale all that tension out your mouth. I really like to push that energy out of my chest to really clear it all out. Okay, beautiful. So let's warm up the spine. I always like to start with cat-cow. This is great to release tension in your lower back as well as your hips. So let me move some of my props out of the way. You could also put a blanket on the mat for extra support for your knees. Now, in cat-cow, let's meet in a tabletop position, shoulders above the wrists, hips above the knees. You want your palms firmly pressed into the mat, nice widespread fingers. And as you inhale, you want to arch your back, lifting your head and tailbone up. And really go nice and slow. But let's sync breath to movement. As you exhale, you round your spine, tucking your tailbone and chin in. And sync breath to movement, but go nice and slow. So inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Let's do one more nice and slow. Inhale and exhale. Now I invite you to close your eyes and you can continue into cat-cow, but this is going to be our freestyle moment. You can open your eyes and watch me for a moment. What I like to do is just tune into my body and just really move my hips up and back like I'm going into child's pose or into a very relaxed upward facing dog. You can circle your hips from side to side. Close your eyes and really just tune into your body and see what she needs, but continue to focus on your breath. Inhale in one direction, exhale in the other. Practicing syncing breath to movement in whichever way feels good in your body. And let's do this for 5 deep breaths. Really hear your breath. Inhale. Exhale strongly out. Let it all out. Two more deep breaths. Now, wherever you are, let's meet in tabletop position for a moment. Shake our hips side to side. Oh, that felt nice. And we're going to move into child's pose. So you might want to grab a pillow if you would like to make it more restorative. This is all about you. So really just ask your body, what does your body need in this moment to release and relax our hips? So you want your glutes release back onto your hips, and you want to lengthen your spine for a moment. And if you have a pillow in front of you, that's great. Some of you might just want the mat and walk your hands out. But when you're ready, so we'll inhale to lengthen our spine for a moment. And as we exhale, let's slowly guide ourselves to the mat. And extending your arms forward. And some of you might like your chin on the mat or pillow. You can choose a side, like on your right cheek or left cheek. I'm going to choose my right cheek. And choose a variation that's comfortable for you. And we'll hold here for 5 deep breaths. And really just give yourself permission to fully surrender. Releasing your hips to your heels. Focusing on breathing deeply. On your next inhale, Slowly use your hands to guide you back up. And let's go nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. All right, and shake side to side for a moment. Oh, I am super relaxed. Okay, so we want to move our props out of the way if you have some here. And let's move into a downward facing dog. So let's meet in tabletop position for a moment. And you want to curl your toes, lifting your back and hips up into our downward dog of the day. Now choose a variation that is comfortable for you. I recommend closing your eyes and really maybe as a good warm up to try pedaling out your dog, walking out your dog, bending one knee, extending the other leg. This is really good at stretching the lower back and hips. I'm feeling really tight, so I'm going to bend my knees generously as well. And really just see what my body needs to release any tension in the hips and lower back. So choose a variation that's comfortable for you, and we're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Now on your next inhale, place your knees on the mat, and we're going to move into lizard's pose now. So I do recommend to have some blocks nearby just in case for modification. And we're going to start on the right side. So let's meet in a plank position just for a moment. Now you want to take your right foot and place it on the outside of your right hand, and then gently place your knee on the mat. Now, if this is difficult for you to move into plank position, you can start in tabletop and then move your right foot to the outside of your right hand and then gently glide your leg back. So lizard pose, you want to make sure your outside of your right foot is parallel to the mat and your right knee is above your right ankle. We're going to place our hands right next to our feet, shoulders above the wrists. And this might be a good variation for you. This is a great posture and pose right here to really stretch out the front of our hips. And this is great to hold for 5 breaths. If it feels good on your body, you can come all the way down to the mat. I usually like to use blocks. And I usually place my arms on the blocks like this with my elbows and then have my hands in prayer position. So choose a variation in lizard's pose that's comfortable for you. And we're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Now on your next inhale, if you're on the blocks or on the mat, lift yourself back up, placing your hands on the blocks to remove them for a second, and then on the mat. And we're going to move to the other side. So go nice and slow. So usually I like to release my hips back for a moment so they're above my left knee, and then I bring my right leg back. I'm going to sit in hero's pose for a moment and shake side to side. Okay, or you can meet in tabletop position and we'll move to the other side. So from here, you can simply bring your left foot to the outside of your left hand. I'm going to move in plank position. I feel like for me, it's easier to enter the posture this way. So I bring my left foot on the outside of my left hand and then gently glide my leg back to where it's comfortable, and I gently place my right knee on the mat. So you want to place your hands on the outside of, or the opposite side of your left foot. Your shoulders will be above the wrist. This is a great variation right here to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Make sure to match the same side. So I'm going to place my blocks on the mat and then my arms on the block with my elbows, clasping my hands into prayer position. So when you're ready, we're going to start and hold this position for 5 breaths. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. On your next inhale, if you're on the mat or on blocks, I like to place my hands on the blocks for a moment to move them to the side. And I slowly release my hips towards the back leg, bringing my leg to meet the other. And I like to go into hero's pose for a moment and shake side to side. You can stay in tabletop position. And now let's move into the next pose. We're going to go into butterfly position. So we can meet at the center of our mat. And you can start in a cross-legged position at first. But for butterfly, we need the bottoms of our feet to touch. So you want to open your knees and legs out like a book. So place your feet together, bottoms of the feet to touch. You want your fingers and hands gently wrapped around your feet. If this is comfortable for you, you can place blocks under your knees if this helps to give you extra added support. This is great. We're still opening up our hips. If you would like to help with gravity, you can place your hands or arms on your knees to press down. For me, I like to gently use my arms to pull myself forward. But I'm going to show you 2 different poses we can do here for butterfly. So choose your props if you would like to use some props. And then when you're ready, for those of you that would like to stay up here, you can inhale to lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, slowly lower your chin to your chest. And you can hold here for 5 deep breaths. If you would like to fold forward, this is the way I'm going to go. So you want to inhale to lengthen your spine and then use the strength of your hands and arms to gently guide yourself down. And I kind of just let gravity pull me. Sometimes I end up placing my hands on the mat. So choose your variation that's comfortable for you, and we'll hold here for 5 deep breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Now, if you're folded down like I am, use your hands to guide yourself back up. Or if you were already up, you can gently lift your chin. Let's meet in center. And we're going to move into the next pose. So we're going to do a seated twist with one leg extended. So you can close your legs like a book. And I'm going to face this way for a moment. So let's face the top of our mat. You can be in the center if that works for you. Let's start with our feet on the mat, our knees bent, hugging the knees to the chest for a moment. So let's start on the right side. So you want to extend your left leg out, and still with your right foot on the mat, gently guide your right foot as close as you can to your glutes with your knee bent like this. So we're going to twist some tension out of our hips. So let's inhale to lengthen our spine for a moment. And as you exhale, you want to place your right hand behind you, lifting your left arm on an inhale. And then as you exhale, you want to bend your elbow, placing it on the outside of your right knee. If this doesn't feel good, you can simply sit and twist by hugging the right knee to your chest. This is also a great variation. So one variation is to hug your knee to your chest, or lifting up your arm, bending the elbow, and twisting outside your right knee. Let's inhale to lengthen our spine. And as you exhale in your variation, slowly twist to your right, gazing over your right shoulder, or you can look straight ahead if that's more comfortable. Choose your variation, and we're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Inhale to lengthen more. Exhale to twist out that tension and release. 4 more deep breaths. On your next inhale, look forward and gently and slowly exhale to release the pose. Let's bend your left knee, bring both knees to your chest. Let's hug our knees for a moment. I like to stretch and lengthen my spine. And let's move to the other side. So with your left foot on the mat, knees still bent, let's hug that knee and extend the right leg out. So choose the same variation that you had on the right side. So you want to inhale to lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, place your left hand behind you and either inhale to hug your knee and twist, or inhale to raise your arm up. Exhale, bend that right elbow to twist over your left knee. Inhale to lengthen one more time. Exhale, slowly twist to your left. Gazing over your left shoulder. You could also look ahead if that's easier. And we're going to hold here for 5 deep breaths. Each inhale, see if you can lengthen more. Exhale, twist more deeply. 4 more deep breaths. Inhale, look to the center. Exhale, slowly release the pose. Shake it out for a bit. Let out some air. Whenever I do that twist, I can tell I'm releasing a lot of tension. It's really great. So shake side to side. Take a moment if needed. And we're slowly going to make our way to the mat in our final position. So I recommend to have a pillow nearby or a blanket. I think I'm going to lay on a pillow. We're going to do a supine butterfly pose as our final pose. Sometimes I like to have a blanket to cover me, which feels nice. You might want some blocks because we will do a supine butterfly pose. So some blocks underneath your knees might feel good. So I'm going to move mine out of the way, but bring your props close by. So let's make our way to the mat. So usually from here, I like to put my elbows on the mat and use them to help guide me back down. And keeping our feet on the mat, knees apart, knees together for a moment, let's move them apart. So with your bottoms of the feet to touch, open your knees out like a book. And you might want some blocks underneath your knees. I like to let gravity pull them down. And let's choose our hand placement. So a good hand placement is to have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly so we can focus on our deep breathing. For those of you that would like to focus on more of the emotional release, any sort of tension you might be feeling in your lower back or hips, you can even have your hands right next to your hips. And I like to kind of gently push down a little bit and really stretch out that lumbar spine right there. That's also a good spot. Or you can simply just keep your arms at your side. For me personally, I'm going to have one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. And let's focus on our deep breathing again like we did earlier. So let's reconnect to our breath. So inhale nice and slow through your nose. Hold. And exhale out your mouth. Inhale. Hold. Exhale out your mouth. Let's do it one more time together. Inhale through your nose. Hold. Exhale out your mouth. Now continue this form of deep breathing. We'll hold here for 5 deep breaths. While you focus on your breathing, I want you to check in with yourself and see if you're feeling better. Hopefully different from before. And then I invite you to think of something that you're grateful for in this moment. And enjoy your quiet Shavasana. Now, if you'd like to stay here longer, feel free to press pause. But for those of you that are ready, you can shake your head side to side, wiggle your fingers and toes. You can already close your legs like a book to release the supine butterfly pose, and maybe do a quick morning stretch if this is the morning time for you. Stretching out your arms and legs. Sometimes I like to hug my knees to my chest. Roll side to side for a moment. Release some tension in the lower back. Even doing a nice windshield wiper is nice. You can place your feet on the mat and gently lower each knee to the mat as far as it can go, like windshield wipers on a car. Really nice front hip stretch. And then when you're ready, you can roll over to your favorite side, using either your pillow or your arm as a pillow. Let's take a moment, a beat, and pause here. In fetal position, which represents new beginnings, rebirth, and renewal. Whatever was bothering you internally or in the external world, hopefully this posture can give you permission to let it go and start anew. And when you're ready, let's meet in a comfortable seated position, however that looks for you. And let's close out our practice together by gently closing your eyes, choosing a hand gesture that's comfortable for you. Maybe hands in prayer position, on your knees, on your heart center. And let's take one more deep breath together. Inhaling through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Hopefully you feel a little bit better, more safe, more relaxed, more peaceful or centered. And this space, this video is here for you whenever you need it. Thank you so much for being a part of this course and joining me here today. Namaste.